for infrastructures of development. Our infrastructures of development ले काम गर्नका लागि. There are different types of infrastructures of development, right? Education, communication, transportation, health, isn't it? There are different infrastructures, and these various infrastructures of development become effective, right? Means they become useful and they can benefit the people, or they can support for the welfare of the common people, right? Only when we have certain means and resources. So we are going to talk about various infrastructures and the means and resources which are required to achieve development, right? To bring development in our community, in our society, or in our nation. The first one is education. Here we are going to talk about them one by one. The first one we are going to talk about is education. And we know very well, education is the heart of all-round development. शिक्षालाई हामी के भन्छौं त सर्वाङ्गीन विकासको मुटु भनेर भन्छौं. It is the heart of all-round development of the nation, isn't it? Because with literacy, when the literacy rate goes high, okay, with the increase of literacy, isn't it? We can, of course, bring lots of positive changes in the society. And so what are the various infrastructures of education? So there are schools, right? Technical institutions, colleges, vocational training centers, universities, isn't it? And even teachers, professors, right? All these are the infrastructures of education, classrooms, libraries, books, isn't it? So, and अब अहिले त जस्तै एउटा ल्यापटप, मोबाइल यी पनि के भइदियो त, though they are the infrastructures of communication, but they have also been supporting to gain education. So they have indirectly also become the part of or the infrastructure of education as well, isn't it? Interactive board, smart board, projector, laptop, all these have become the infrastructures of education, isn't it? Now let's talk about health and sanitation, another very important infrastructure of development. And these are the various infrastructures of health and sanitation: health posts, health centers, hospitals, medicines, doctors, nurses, health workers, environment conservation, waste disposal, family planning, population control, isn't it? And, even the laboratories, isn't it? Means lab, okay? And even pharmacies and pharmacists, okay? All these are the infrastructures of health and sanitation. And there are also paramedical, officials or the staffs. They also support for health and sanitation. The next one is transportation, another important infrastructure. And so there are different infrastructures of transportation like roadways, airways, waterways, ropeways, railways, bridges, isn't it? Suspension bridges, okay, tunnels, even. And there are different means of transportation. They are also the infrastructures of transportation, the means of roadways, four-wheelers, two-wheelers, isn't it? Even, 16-wheelers, right? Heavy traffics, light traffics. Okay, these are the means of, roadway transportation. And then we have different means of air transportation also, right? Helicopters, isn't it? And even, aeroplanes, right? And all these are the infrastructures of airways, and their waterways, sea, boats, isn't it? So you know very well. Now let's talk about communication. Another important infrastructure of development. So telephone, radio, television, satellite, fax, internet, postal office, email, newspapers, magazines. So all these are the means of communication. These are the infrastructures of communication. Okay, so here you can see the various infrastructures of transportation, airways, ropeways, waterways, isn't it? And then these are the various means of communications. Now let's talk about raw materials. They are also very important infrastructures to bring development. So they are different types of raw materials, right? Minerals, agro-based products, means productions from agriculture, and then forest-based products, timber, wood, isn't it? And various other medicinal herbs, right? We get them from the forest, okay? And human power. right? Very important infrastructure of development, isn't it? Among these various infrastructures, only the human beings are the most active and the most intelligent and skilled human resource, isn't it, right? All the rest of other infrastructures, they become inactive, they become, meaningless until and unless human power, right, apply their skills, knowledge, experiences, and technology. So among these various infrastructures, human power has the pivotal role, right? It has the central role, I mean to say. And so you can also categorize human power, isn't it, based on skill and based on the period of the year or the period of time they contribute, isn't it, for the development. So based on skill, you can categorize them as highly skilled manpower, right? They are also the sustainable manpower, like the doctors, professors, teachers, lecturers, engineers, isn't it? So they are the highly skilled one, and there is skilled manpower, semi-skilled, unskilled, right? And based on duration of time, they contribute for the development. You can call them, temporary manpower or the permanent manpower, isn't it? And the durable manpower, right? Sometimes we hire or we recruit, we manage manpower for very short period of time. During the time of election, right? We manage some security guards just for 3 months. है म्यादी प्रहरी भनेर हुन्छ चुनावको बेलामा म्यादी प्रहरी त्यो चुनावलाई सपोर्ट गर्नलाई हैन चुनाव हुने ठाउँमा जस्ट टु इस्टाब्लिश पीस एन्ड अर्डर राइट त्यो म्यादी प्रहरी भन्ने हुन्छ दे आर अपॉइंटेड ओके जस्ट फर 3 months and after 3 months they become means they are now fired. They are hired for 3 months. After 3 months they are fired, means they become jobless. So we call them temporary manpower. And then there are, let's say durable manpower, sustainable manpower, isn't it? Doctors and engineers, okay, they can contribute for the development till their final breath. अब डॉक्टर हैन पाइलट टिचरहरूले चाह्यो भनेदेखि मृत्युको एक दिन अगाडिसम्म पनि हैन देशलाई आफ्नो योगदान दिन सक्छन्. So we call them durable manpower. Okay. And another capital, another very important infrastructure for development, right? Without capital means without fund, without budget, right? It is not possible to achieve development, isn't it? And these are the different sources of budget or the, let's say, fund, tax, one of the very important sources of fund or the capital, and then saving, even from saving, you can generate capital or the fund, isn't it? And then investment, even from investment, right? You can make some profits and you can save, isn't it? Certain percentage of, amount from your profit as the capital from trade industry, isn't it? Another important infrastructure is market, right? Because, agricultural productions, industrial productions, isn't it? They find the consumers in the market, isn't it? The selling and the buying, right? Of the various products take place in the market. So market also another important infrastructure, and you can also do, let's say there are different types of market: local market, regional market, national market, and international market. अब हाम्रो कुनै पनि एग्रिकल्चरल प्रोडक्ट अथवा इन्डस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्टले यो सबै मार्केट पायो भने चाहिँ अनि के हुन्छ त भन्दा of course we can earn. If our agricultural products and industrial products, if they find international market, isn't it? If our products, right, are favored and preferred even in the international level or the international market, then we can earn international currencies, isn't it? We can benefit a lot. So every sort of product, okay, should find local, regional, national, or international market. So these are also infrastructures of development, okay? So these are the minerals, very important infrastructure, isn't it? अब हामीले जति धेरै मिनरल लाई युटिलाइज गर्न सक्यो, right? If we become able to utilize all these minerals in a scientific way, in a wise way, isn't it? Right? Then we can benefit a lot, isn't it? Because most of the developed countries, so they have mineral-based industries. अब अमेरिका, जर्मनी जस्ता देशहरू, रसिया, चाइना जस्ता देशहरू किन धनी छन् भने उनीहरूसँग मिनरल बेस्ड इन्डस्ट्रीजहरू एकदमै धेरै छ. त्यसै गरी माइनिङ इन्डस्ट्रिजहरू पनि थुप्रै छन्, म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ इन्डस्ट्रिज पनि थुप्रै छन्, एक्सकाभेटिङ इन्डस्ट्रिजहरू पनि थुप्रै छन्, राइट, प्रोसेसिङ इन्डस्ट्रिजहरू पनि थुप्रै छन्। एन्ड सो स्पेसली अब कुनै पनि देश धनी हुनका लागि चाहिँ मिनरल बेस्ड इन्डस्ट्रिजहरू हुन जरुरी हुन्छ। ओके, अब हाम्रो नेपालमा अहिले हामीसँग यो मिनरल बेस्ड इन्डस्ट्रिजहरू अब 1-2वटासम्म होला, धेरै छैन, इजन्ट इट? एन्ड सो वी हेभ टु इन्क्रिज द नम्बर अफ मिनरल बेस्ड इन्डस्ट्रिज। ओके, next, these are the human power required for the development of various sectors. You can see there are some manpower related to health, and then engineer, okay, and then scientist, isn't it? Okay, and we also need agricultural experts also, and we also require market. We have talked about the market, very important in price structure. So we require national market, regional, local, as well as international market also. And another important in price structure is commerce, right? So commerce actually is the auxiliary part of the business. In the absence of commerce, right, business can't thrive. जस्तै व्यापार हुनको लागि के चाहियो त? व्यापारलाई सपोर्ट गर्ने, हैन, कमर्स भन्ने कुरा पनि चाहियो। जस्तै बैंकिङ फ्यासिलिटीहरु, इन द एब्सेन्स अफ बैंकिङ फ्यासिलिटी, राइट, ट्रेड एन्ड बिजनेस कान्ट मेक प्रोग्रेस, कान्ट अपरेट। अब व्यापारीहरुलाई ऋण चाहिन्छ, व्यापारीहरुलाई लगानी चाहिन्छ, इन्भेस्टमेन्ट चाहिन्छ, र व्यापारीहरुले कमाएको पैसा डिपोजिट राख्ने बैंक पनि चाहियो, isn't it? So banking facilities, financial facilities, insurance facilities, so they play very important role to support for the development of trade, business and industries, isn't it? So we call them very important infrastructure. अब कुनै पनि व्यवसाय, व्यापार, उद्योग, हैन, जबसम्म यो बैंकिङ फ्यासिलिटी, फाइनान्शियल फ्यासिलिटी, इन्स्योरेन्सहरु हुँदैन तबसम्म व्यापार व्यवसायहरु फस्टाउन सक्दैन, अगाडि बढ्न सक्दैन। Okay, another important infrastructure is energy, isn't it? And so the role of energy, okay? And these are the various sources of energy like hydroelectricity, wind power, thermal power, coal energy, solar energy, wood energy, nuclear energy, biogas, gas and oil. So these are the different sources of energy. Means we can generate energy from these different sources. And the government of each and every nation, okay, the government of every nation should have the provision or the management of all these sources of energy. अब हामीमा हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी छँदैछ, जति पनि पुग्छ, हैन? त्यसैगरी विन्ड पावर पनि हामीमा छ, हामी निकाल्न सक्छौं। विन्डबाट पनि we can generate energy, it is possible. थर्मलबाट पनि सक्छौं हामी। कोल एनर्जी, अब हाम्रोमा, अब मैले अघि नै भनिसके, माइनिङ इन्डस्ट्रिजहरु कम छ। अब सुन, चाँदी, फलाम, कोइलाहरु यिनीहरु निकाल्ने माइनिङ इन्डस्ट्रिजहरु भयो भने यो कोल एनर्जी पनि हामी निकाल्न सक्छौं। सोलर एनर्जी also possible, wood energy also possible. We have lots of forest, isn't it? Forest areas, we have enough forest areas. Okay, and so our nuclear energy अलि एक्सपेन्सिभ हुन्छ। यसमा चाहिँ अब चाहिँ हामी के गर्छौं त भन्दा, यसमा चाहिँ रिएक्सन गरेर, हैन, न्यूट्रोन प्रोटोनहरु भनेर तिमीले पढेछौ होला, हैन, त्यसको चाहिँ रिएक्सन गरेर, केमिकल रिएक्सनबाट यो एनर्जी प्रोड्युस गर्ने हो। यो अलिकति एक्सपेन्सिभ हुन्छ, बट इट इज also possible, right? India and so many, America and these countries have even nuclear energy, right? अब बायोग्यास पनि हामीमा पोसिबल छ। अहिले त घर घरमा बायोग्यास पाइन्छ पनि गाईबस्तु पाल्नेहरुको। अब ग्यास, हाम्रोमा ग्यास छ, अब हामीले निकाल्न सकेका छैनौं, isn't it? So we have not been able to, right, extract various let's say gases, okay? अब oil reservoirs पनि हामीमा छ, there is huge storage of oil and gases, but we have not been able to utilize them, isn't it? Okay, now another one, irrigation, very important infrastructure. So we need irrigation, right? And these are the infrastructures of irrigation: canal, well, tube well, pump shed, springs, right? And rain, what is there? Okay, rainfall, rainwater harvesting, isn't it? So these are the various sources of, irrigation or infrastructures of irrigation. So rainwater harvesting, do you have idea about it? What does it banking sector? There are so many banking sectors, isn't it? So many banks, financial institutes, which are the infrastructures of development, and different types of irrigation you can see here. These are the different types of irrigation, okay? And these are also the in 5 structures.